Every step you make to challenge yourself is a challenge. Hi everyone, my name is Annika, and if you don't know me already, I am currently 17 and I am a freshman at Grand Canyon University. Jumping in today's topic, I wanted to talk about challenging yourself. It can help us to learn more about ourselves. It can help us to explore new things and new interests, and it just helps us to progress in a different way where we can grow and kind of journal down what were the things that you've overcome in your life. First thing of all that I think most people do is avoid challenges. I see this happen a lot, and you can see how it stops someone from learning more about themselves, from growing from it, and it's just like you want to push them in order to accomplish and overcome that challenge. And it gets really hard sometimes because it's like, oh, let's say, for example, you wanted to attend your first dance class and you're just really shy and really nervous about, getting judged, about people looking at you, you're doing the wrong dance move or you're not doing the right thing. This life is all about learning. It's all about growing. It's all about pursuing our purpose. And if we are in constant mindsets of comparison and judgment, you and we ain't gonna go nowhere. Like, we need to step out of that mindset and really just embrace facing challenges. We need to embrace the failure. At the end, when you keep fighting those failures to head to your victory, to head to your goal, it makes it so much more worthwhile because you decided to take on the challenge. That's a memory that gets unlocked. I think another aspect that I deeply relate to avoiding challenges is the fear of rejection. I personally related to this quote. It's paralysis due to overanalysis. And I typically love to analyze things, love to make sure it makes sense before diving into it, or I already dipped my feet into the situation and now I constantly analyze my work, I constantly analyze my progress, and I judge on it, 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 and I compare on it, and compare, and compare, and compare, and I keep analyzing it so much that I freeze. It just makes you stop and freeze and not want to continue anymore. And that's something that I faced for many, 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 many years. I love to challenge myself. I love to discover new things about doing film and trying out new stuff. I had to do a film for my brother, and when I finally started to piece it together, I didn't want to show it to him. I was really scared. I just thought to myself negatively over and over and over and over again that I just didn't want to show my piece. I mean, I wasn't the greatest filmmaker at all time at that point. I was still getting the groove and getting better at editing and just, trying to work my way up the ladder with constant practice. But it was a moment in time where I was trying to show my work to someone and I just froze. I just stopped and I just was like, no. There's so many other great films out there. There's so many great other things. That other person is making the film and this and that. I'm sure theirs is better than mine. And the comparison just kept narrowing down on me. It kept belittling me and it just stunted my growth. And sometimes I get so caught up in that mindset to where I wouldn't even film for months. I wouldn't even touch my camera. I wouldn't even do anything because I just get so drowned into the negative mindset of failure and just the fear of rejection. And this situation applied to many other circumstances, like many other film projects that I've done, many other activities that I tried to do. I looked down on myself for a long, long time. So for those of you that might be thinking that way about yourself, you're not alone. I mean, I think a lot of people, even in your vicinity, in your circle, that feels that way. And it's okay, but I suggest you to fight out of that as soon as you can, because it will hold you down and stunt your growth drastically. I feel like I could have gone way further to where I could have been and grow more to where I think I could have just improved more if I didn't constantly belittle myself, and I just encouraged myself to be like, hey, it's okay. Like, not everything looks perfect and amazing. Not every camera angle is going to be the most focused you want it to be. And I just needed to encourage myself constantly and not always look on the negative side, because that's what I always did. I always targeted and just looked down on myself. So I suggest for those who is going through that mindset, please fight out of it as soon as you can. And another reason why we avoid challenges is we are so comfortable in our comfort zone that it will prevent your growth. If you don't challenge yourself, if you just stay aside and just not try, you won't learn more about yourself. Like, I kid you not, when you have job interviews, they will say, how did you overcome that challenge? What story are you going to tell? What is the experience you want to challenge yourself for, to where you're like, that's what I overcame. That's the challenge that I faced, and that's how I got through it. There's just so much that we battle in life, and we don't acknowledge of our wins and our losses. So take the time to definitely reflect, because I think it's really important that our lives, there's so much to it that we just brush it off, like as if yesterday was a nothing. Like, dude, that was a whole day of purpose, and today is a new day of chance, of choice, of freedom, of trying something new, of challenging yourself. So I also encourage this for those of you that are students, because there's so much people that I know, they'll go to the bare minimum and they'll just stop. I ask that you would challenge yourself, because once you do, you will get feedback and criticism on things that you could improve to do even better based on the limits that you exceeded for your own self, so that you can improve even more than you may know. For example, my short film that I did last semester, I was managing a whole bunch of stuff. I was stressed out of my mind, but I've overcome the point of comfort, because I really could have just said, oh, I'm just going to do an easy film like about procrastination or something and film it all by myself in my dorm. Meanwhile, I went ahead and asked 10 of my friends, hey, I'm making a film. I need your guys' help. I don't know, guys. I just took the chance. Whoever could make it, could make it. Whoever couldn't make it, couldn't make it. Whatever I could get, I could get. Whatever didn't come on time, didn't come on time. Whatever happened, happened. And I just did everything I could. I put my whole heart into it. I put all my effort into it. And I challenged myself through it. Now, that's something that I can put in the record books, because first semester, hey, that film was low-key kind of a banger for something that I got to do, pouring into all on my own. I got to actually see what level of expertise I had in doing that. So now I know certain things that I can work on. I knew that, hey, I think my editing was already pretty good. I just need to learn how to use certain shots, to arrange it in certain ways where it can make the story even more compelling. So I suggest you, please step out of your comfort zone. Whether it's going to try out something new, joining a new club, or just heading to an event, it doesn't have to be something so drastic, but it could be just a simple social interaction. Make a move, make a step, make an action, and challenge yourself to step out of that comfort zone. Let me tell you that there is benefits to challenging yourself. Like, challenging yourself helps you increase your adaptability in different situations. If you're just always at home, you're always in your comfort zone, and then you go to a social event, you'll feel really out of place. But if you practice going to events here and there and just exploring, like, it helps you to be comfortable with the atmosphere of exploring. So it increases your adaptability in many ways. So I suggest practice doing those things. I know it can be really hard. It seems really easy to say, and some people's like, well, my situation is not in your position, Annika. Hey, I don't know what to tell you, but if you're gonna stay in the same position forever, that's not gonna work. Like, you're not gonna find growth within your own self the way you want to if you don't put yourself out there. Challenging yourself, like, helps your mental health in, like, a lot of ways too. Because for me, every single time that I get to challenge myself, I progressively feel better about myself. I'm just like, wow, I did that. Like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe it. I've been going to dance classes on campus continuously, like, every week. And I mean, I'm not like the best dancer there or anything. I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm exploring, I'm gaining new knowledge in ways that I never thought I would. And I mean, like, it's just an interesting field for you to grow. And another thing I challenge myself daily on is going to run club. I kid you not, guys, I am the slowest runner there. Almost everyone does track or, like, has experience doing track, so they're, like, used to running at a very fast pace. So I just take my time. I mean, running a 5K every week is not easy. It's not easy. But when you surround yourself with community, it pushes yourself. And when you lock your mind into, I have to finish this, I have to get to the end, like, it just sets this pulling goal that you're trying to constantly achieve. So just do it. Just try it. I mean, it's scary. I know. I mean, I was like that too. Like, dude, I would never think that I would be doing 5Ks every week. I know. Challenging yourself. Gosh, I think that's like one of the funnest things I do on a daily basis. It's so much fun. Like, I've also recently, hey, I'm not good at it yet, but I'm trying to get there. It's doing calisthenics. My first things first is trying to do, like, a pistol squat or a dragon squat or a handstand. I've been constantly trying to practice those. I mean, it's just some beginner stuff, but, like, I've never been able to do it before. I've never been able to do a handstand before. So now I'm, like, still trying to do a handstand on my own, but I can do it on a wall now. So doing handstands on a wall and being able to push up while I'm on a handstand. So, like, while I'm doing a handstand, doing, like, a push up, it's not a full one yet. But it's getting there. It's, like, right here. Like, 1, 2, 3. Hey, it's better than nothing. Like, I never thought I would be able to do that. I get to challenge myself on a daily basis. And, like, I literally feel my face light up with just the experience that, like, I get just challenging myself and just trying it, because it's so much fun, guys. Like, you've got to challenge yourself. It's so much fun. Okay, so moving on to the next points, let's talk about how you can challenge yourself. It's like, Annika, how do you expect me to challenge myself? What am I supposed to do? What is it that you want to do? Like, it could be cooking. It could be, hey, I want to be able to know how to dribble a basketball. Hey, I want to be able to know how to do a choreography. Like, it could be anything so simple like, I'm trying to learn how to do a push-up. I'm learning how to do this. I'm learning how to do that. How do I run better? How do I, like, there's so many things you can do to try to improve. And, like, it's such an interesting world when you just put yourself through challenges. So, I would say when you are trying to acquire a new skill or trying to do a new thing for yourself, set small and realistic goals that you know that you could achieve. Like, if you want to set goals for yourself, I think, like, for someone who's, I'm just trying to learn how to cook and whatnot, like, start off by learning how to make rice, or start off with just learning how to chop certain vegetables and putting a salad together. I mean, it can be really simple tasks. Like, just keep it realistic, keep it to where you know you can do it. And once you get the hang of it, like, you can play around with it all you want. And it's really fun. Like, I would say I randomly cook up a lot of random dishes on a daily basis. Like, recently, I tried to make my own furikake. Doing simple things and just trying out things, like, sometimes I just do it on impulse. And when you act on it, it breaks the moment of comfort. It gets a person excited when they know that it's a goal that they can achieve and they can try and enjoy and have fun with it. Okay, so this one is actually a really great point, but this like applies to life in general, and it's creating an adaptable growth mindset. Recently, I went to the gym. I met this girl named Emma. She's so cool. I was trying to practice to learn how to do handstands, and she was at the gym just eating it up with handstands. Like, I was like, what? I looked from afar. I was like, oh my gosh, like, she's so good at doing it, and she's just holding it. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was like really, really nervous to strike up a conversation and be like, hey, could you give me some tips on, like, what is the best way to practice knowing how to do a handstand? And she was like, oh yeah, and she was just showing me, like, ways of, like, how to do your hand placement and this and that, because she used to be a gymnast. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, like, thanks so much for those tips. And it's things like that where it's like, when you reset your mind to be adaptable to growth and just be welcomed to information, be welcomed to criticism, things will change. Be sure to get yourself comfortable with new information. Another thing that is really, really crucial into helping you challenge yourself is to surround yourself with the right people. When you're always surrounding yourself with people that speaks negatively on you, that does not look for the best for you, don't. I have this one friend, her name is Sherelle, and she's so cool. She was always so motivating to me. She pushed me constantly and was like, hey Annika, like, how about we make a film? We do this, we do that, like, she was always on the move, and she always told me, she was like, hey, I love your YouTube channel, I love this about you, this, that, and was just so encouraging. And sometimes I felt like I was so overwhelmed with compliments that I just did not know how to intake it anymore. I was like, whoa, like, thank you, but, like, I don't know, I just felt like I didn't deserve it. But she's such an encouraging friend, and me and her got to teach our first dance class at GCU together, and I thought that was so fun. Like, me and her created a choreography and everything, and I mean, like, gosh, the memories that you make when you get to challenge yourself. People that care for you will notice that about you and will encourage you to go further and be like, hey, you got this, keep going, like, you can do it. When you get to find those people for you, it's oh my gosh, it's on a different level. Like, you just know that you're in the right place to succeed. You're in the right place to accomplish your goals. So once you find those people, you found some gems. Trust. There is so much to overcome. Even a mindset itself is a challenge. Like, every step you make to challenge yourself is a challenge. There is so much to learn about yourself when you get to challenge yourself. I encourage all of you, like, please do challenge yourself, because it's amazing, like, the progress and growth that you develop when you do challenge yourself. I think it's a beautiful thing to see the progress you make when you start till wherever you are now with the consistency that you poured into it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this gives you guys some encouragement to challenge yourself and try something new. Well, I love you guys. Stay safe and God bless. Bye! Hey, what was I trying to say? Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm like really sick. I'm like so congested.